Today we're going to make a delicious roast lamb. Now, this is perfect for any occasion, Mother's Day, Easter, or even just a lovely Sunday roast. The food sensor is a game changer when it comes to your roasts. First thing we need to do is get a bit of cold pressed rapeseed oil on the lamb, and that's in here.
Yeah, so that'll be inside the space tower. So each of the Blum internal drawers can hold up to 30 kilograms each.
That's a massive amount.
Huge amount of storage you can get in those.
So, bit of cold pressed rapeseed oil. So this is really good for things like roasts. So just a little bit of that goes on there. And then the next thing we need to do is just get a bit of salt and pepper on the lamb, and that's in this drawer here.
So that there is the 2+1 with a hidden cutlery drawer.
Wow, so that's there. And I love the spice rack.
Yeah, so the spice rack is really amazing. See everything without having to hunt for it.
Fantastic. So a bit of pepper, bit of salt, and that's pretty much us ready to go there. So we are going to put a bit of lamb stock in there, and again back into my spice drawer here. Got some lamb stock here, and that's just going to go inside this saucepan. So just drop that in, and then I need some really hot water for this.
So the Abode steaming hot tap behind you, and also on that sink you've got the rails next to you. So if you pop those in, it'll give you a nice safe height to rest your pan.
Brilliant. And how does this work?
So right hand side, normal hot and cold. Left hand side, you have to press it down and then pull it forward, and that there is your steaming water.
Straight away, there we go. Fantastic. That's so safe, isn't it, doing it that way?
It's amazing.
Love that. So I'll get probably about 500 ml in this one. There, perfect. And all we need to do now is just give that a little whisk. And this was the +1 you were talking about, is it? That's amazing. Cutlery drawer. The knife block's superb as well, isn't it?
Really nice, safe way to store all of your knives.
So shut that one. Just give this a little whisk round into that steaming hot water. We'll put half of our lamb stock into the roasting tray here, just like this. And we'll save the other half for when we make the gravy once the lamb is done. Lovely. So let's get this lamb into the oven. Lovely little bit there. Lovely potatoes. That's going to go straight onto there like that. So we'll turn the oven on here, and we're going to use the food sensor on this one. So we'll press that like that. Now, how do you like your lamb?
Definitely medium rare.
So we'll use the less function on this one then, so that's a bit more medium rare. And what we'll do now is we'll plug our food sensor in. This end just goes into there like that, and then this end goes into the thickest part of the meat there, and we set this to 54 degrees. Shut the door, press start. When the lamb reaches the temperature we've set, in this case 54 degrees, the oven will switch itself off.
That is such a smart bit of kit.
So we can see here that the lamb is actually at 53 degrees now, and it also gives you an indication of how long it's got left to cook. So in 1 minute, that oven will turn itself off and we'll have perfect, there we go. Oven's turned itself off, it's hit 54 degrees. And just how fabulous does that look? We'll just bring that and rest that on the hob, just like that. Beautiful. So the food sensor just comes out like that. That can go in the dishwasher. So we'll take the lamb now and we'll put that in here to rest. And then we'll just cover that with a little bit of foil, which I know we can get from our drawer here.
So in that top cutlery drawer, we've got the Blum foil and cling film with the guillotine.
Very loosely cover the lamb. We'll rest that for 45 minutes, and in the meantime, we'll do some potatoes. So I've got some potato we've just peeled and put into some quite big chunks there like that. So we now just turn the hob on and press P for power boost.
The way those controls work just make it look so effortless.
And that's going to get this hot very, very quickly. Once that comes up to temperature, we're going to slide the temperature down to a simmer, and we're going to set a timer for about 7 minutes. We've got another button that we can press on here, which is this one, and this is what's called hob to hood. So as you can see, the more steam we create, the faster the extractor fan speed goes. It's fantastic. The potatoes have been simmering nicely for about 6 or 7 minutes, and we're almost at the end of the timer. Okay, so now they're done. All we need to do is drain these. So using the rails, I'm just going to drain the potatoes nice and safely. So we'll pop our potatoes back into our saucepan, and all we need to do now is pop a little bit of the cold pressed rapeseed oil on there, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, stir those around, and that will coat all these Parmentier potatoes. Here I've got some chopped fresh rosemary, a little sprinkling of that goes on, and I've preheated the oven to 200 degrees on true fan, and we've preheated this baking tray here. We can just pop the potatoes straight onto the baking tray, and you can hear that lovely sizzle. That's what we want. Make sure that you spread your potatoes out. Don't have them too close to each other, or they'll steam rather than caramelize, and that's what we really want, is that lovely caramelized flavor. That goes back in there, and I'm going to set a duration timer for 20 minutes.
Could we actually cook those potatoes that have been sitting in the stock?
That's a great idea. Let's do that. You can sit there, you can sit there. There we go, perfect. To make the gravy, we'll turn the hob back on, and then if we press both of these at the same time, you can see we get something called a bridge function, and that links this zone and this zone together. So in goes a little bit of flour, and we move the flour around and it picks up all of those lovely juices, and we cook this out for a couple of minutes because this is what allows our gravy to thicken up. Once you get to this stage, we're going to take a little bit of red wine and just pop that into the gravy. And then all we do is we add in our reserved lamb stock from earlier until we get the consistency that we want for our gravy. So we want just to see a little bit of bubbling going on just to cook this out. All we need to do now is take that down to a nice low heat, and we'll just keep that warm. Last little bit with the gravy, if you want to be very naughty, a couple of little bits of butter go in, and that butter will give that a nice little bit of extra kind of creaminess, a little bit of sheen to the butter as well. You can see that melts in.
It looks and smells gorgeous.
And look at that. There's lovely onions as well going in there. Beautiful. Okay, so dive into that, have a taste, dip that into the gravy. That perfectly medium rare lamb. Be absolutely lovely.
That is amazing. That is really, really good.
Excellent. The thing is, when you've got all of the things that you need in exactly the right place, everything becomes really, really easy.
Yeah, the beauty of this is it's a fantastic practical space as well as looking absolutely stunning.